Our first speaker of the evening, Jack Bernard. Jack's a strategist with soul and a quietly philosophical operating method over at Rennie. He's got 16 years inside one of the most influential marketing firms in our business, in our city. Jack sits at the intersection of sales, storytelling, and execution. He's helped launch thousands of homes and literally billions of dollars in real estate. He's not the 22-year-old that he looks like. But tonight, he's not talking about product. He's talking about perspective. One of those moments where the path wasn't quite clear, the stakes were high, and the lesson stuck. So with that, everybody welcome Jack Bernard up to the stage.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody coming here tonight. It's Camilla, wherever she is, actually from Harvey's team, was really great in helping feed me some questions and some lines to try and set up what tonight might be. So I thank her very much. But a lot of what I got from her was be a bit vulnerable. And I think that everybody knows that I have no problem being a bit vulnerable. I've cried in front of everyone in our company, 450 people a few times. Why do I do that? I just think it's the way to go. My knees are weak. My palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. I said that to embarrass my fiance. She said, do not quote Eminem. But I think, what are we doing if we're not quoting Eminem in Harvey's showroom on the night of the fireworks? Let's have a little bit of fun. There's going to be some storytelling, but I think if we're not having fun, what are we doing? It's a lesson I learned from my friend Ben. So Ben took his life about 2 years ago. 2 years ago today. And I love him for it. I'm not going to ask for a moment of calm or silence for him. Everybody grieves in their own ways. I celebrate Ben, and I celebrate what he did for me in terms of men's mental health and bringing it to the surface in my life and in our industry. So we don't have to go down that rabbit hole, but I just wanted to say, if we're not having fun, what's the point? Anyways, let's get that out of the way, and let's have like a little bit of fun. I really tried to think about like what story am I going to tell that these three amazing people aren't going to trump. Not that we're having a competition, but I'm always a bit competitive. I think you have to be when you're in sales. But my story started as to how I got into real estate, and it was very interesting. I was trying to buy my first home in Vancouver. I went to an open house. I didn't know how to call a realtor, what realtor to call, who to do, and I met this older lady. She was in her late 60s. She'd been a realtor for about 30 years. And at the end of the open, she's like, you seem a little bit lost, and let me help you. And I ended up working with her, and she was wonderful for about 2 weeks. It was in the time in the market. No, laugh it up. I'm going to torture her because I sued her at the end of this. No. But no, it was, no. So you think love, I'm having fun. But 2 weeks, it was a hot market. Multiple offers were flying, very much the Vancouver, not of today, but of old. And after 2 weeks, she said to me, point blank, are you going to buy something or not? And I had put 2 offers in at this point that got outbid. And I said, what are you talking about? Like, I'm new to this. I don't know what I'm doing. You're supposed to coach me. She goes, listen, I've got a listing. It's coming up. It's not on market yet. I talked to the seller. He said he'd sell it to you, but you have to come in subject free. And I trusted her at this point. I went. I looked at it. So it's exactly what I wanted. It's in my price point. I'm like, are you sure he doesn't, like everything's bidding over? No, he's a friend. He's doing me a favor. You don't have to worry. I've sold 7 homes in this building in the last year. And she showed me the listings. It should have been a red flag that 7 people, so it's on me too. But anyway, she walked me through it. She showed up with the offer. It had all the subjects in it, and she just crossed them off. She's like, this is how we write multiple offers. So it looked like I removed subjects so that she covered her ass. Anyways, I moved in and immediately owed $60,000 in a special levy. It was horrendous. She didn't give me the AGMs or deficiency reports that spoke about it. She pulled minutes and the whole thing. Anyways, not a good story. I didn't say it was a good story. But it taught me a lesson. I ended up losing everything I'd worked up for. Ended up selling it at a loss. I've since gone and bought more, and you win some, you lose some in real estate. But what's interesting is I'd never wanted to deal with a realtor again in my life. So I got my real estate license so that I could just buy and sell my own property and not worry about dealing with realtors. This is a true story. I only deal with realtors now in my life, for what it's worth, and they're wonderful people. It's about 5%. It's about 5% of realtors are not the best. But I got a license. One of my best friends said, please help me. I don't want to go through what you went through. My first year, I sold one home. 2 friends asked me the next year. And I said, there's actually a career here where you can do right by people. And it's going to take longer, and I'm going to show more homes, and I'm going to read the minutes, and I'm going to tell them not to buy these homes, and I'm going to talk to them about things that are going to impact them so that they can make the decision themselves. And it was really interesting. I ended up building a very successful career in real estate sales. I was doing about 60 homes a year. I was selling 1 to 2 projects a year. It was fantastic. So my son at 3 years old said, Dad, you're a horrible father. You're never around. You're always on the phone when you are. And I quit the next day. Didn't want to be an after-school special dad that's always just on vacation with him. And I joined head office at Rennie, and I've been in head office at Rennie for 10 years. And what's funny is I think back to Vera. I won't say her last name, but if you guys are working with a Vera in real estate, come ask me after that. And I think what a wonderful thing she did for me, right? And now perspectives change. She set me on a path to be in a career and do right by people and make a positive impact on other people's lives that now have built security, sent their kids to school through equity, done other things because I started off getting taken advantage of by a grandmother. But I'm carrying all of these learnings through into my life now. And I think this is the big thing. I questioned, why am I here? I'm a salesperson. And I thought, initially maybe it's because I have seen every step of the supply chain, the cerebral supply chain of buyer through to building design, to community making, and all the other things. I've touched everything along the way. Maybe that's a story I want to tell. And then I thought, no, I'm going to talk about Vera, and then I'm going to talk about one specific development that we impacted. And I think if you're ever in a boardroom or you're working with people and you keep the buyer in mind or the tenant in mind, that end user that's going to live in the home that we're doing, it's going to give you the right direction on the decisions that you make. Always. Point blank, period. It's going to lead to success. It's going to lead to positive sales. Who is going to use this home? Don't lead up and tell the builder what they want to hear in terms of, I'm going to get you this much over market, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Be honest, think about who the buyer is, and act as such. My second project ever as a sales director, another hot market. 6,000 registrants on a little 64-unit building, 1,500 handwritten letters with photos attached to these. And I sat down with this developer. Dominic is his name, and he's a lovely man. And I said, we have an opportunity to do something really special. When we first started talking, you asked me to help you build your brand, as well as sell this community. I said, we have 1,500 letters. I'm going to read them. Let's not just sell it in a day. Let's sell it over 3 weeks, and let's pick 63 people that it's going to impact. So we got rid of anyone that said investor. We got rid of any address that was outside of Metro Vancouver, and we narrowed and narrowed and narrowed and talked and called and talked. And over 3 weeks, we didn't raise prices on people. We made a huge impact on 63 homeowners. And that community, I still talk to people there, have gotten to know their neighbors. It's a thriving little community. Amazing opportunity to put that buyer first and make an impact. What I have here at the end of my talk, I don't know what time it is. Oh, I have 2 minutes left. That's perfect. It's about 2 minutes of a 4-minute video. We did a gift for Dominic for letting us do this. And we interviewed these buyers. And there are interviews with marketing folk and salespeople and sales teams, and that's on the long version of this. But I've cut it down to about 2 minutes, minute and a half maybe, of some of the people we impacted the most that shared their vulnerability. So before we hit play, if you're in a boardroom, take what you will from this moving forward. Try to put whomever you're designing for first, whomever you're selling to first, whoever you're marketing to first. Understand that buyer, that tenant, that end user, that will drive your decision. It's always going to make the right decision, point blank, period. So we can start that, and then I'm going to step off and listen to some very intelligent people I'm humbled to be up here with. So we can play the video, and I'll go.
I mean, growing up on the North Shore, I always loved the community feel that was here.
We've been wanting to get a bigger place, and we've been looking at different options, and Kindle's from the North Shore. We always wanted to end up back over here. And then we heard about this project coming up, and it all worked out so far.
You know, the reason we got a 2-bedroom is so we can have, you know, turn that 2nd bedroom into a nursery when we're ready. So to have that opportunity to stay long term and start our family there is, I mean, it's such a nice, yeah, it's like a happy ending.
I like the fact that it's a brand new up and coming area.
It's a community.
It's going to be a brand new community. My dad was actually really happy. We came to the sales center to show him the place and show him what the units were like, and he's been raving about it since. He's been saying, you guys are buying into Brooklyn, and based on where we've been from place to place, we've kind of only had each other really in most cases, so it's more natural that we kind of moved in together as opposed to saying, no, we're just gonna go our separate ways.
It provides a fresh start for us in terms of what we've gone through over the last couple of years with Lauren's mom passing away. So this is, I mean, as much as it's gonna provide security and a happy place, it's gonna be a fresh start for us.
Oh, she'd be so happy and so proud of us. I mean, she loved Tyler, and I mean, she was so happy when we got our first home in Fort Beauty. So now to actually have a home in the location we want, yeah, she'd be really happy.
So Harvey asked me to come up with an essence on the fly for the evening tonight, and I think so far it starts off with fucking realtors. No. No, I just wrote some notes. Jack, I think it reminds us that strategy isn't sterile. It's human, in fact. It's full of friction. And the lead into your story showed us that sometimes you only know the right move when you're halfway through it. It's like Mike Tyson's quote, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.